That's a Rob, you know.
And welcome everybody to episode 154 of Game Set Live. I know we're so late tonight. I've got one panelist and one guest that didn't even show up. But anyway, we do have a packed show for you tonight. We got so many topics to talk about, a lot of things you're not going to hear other podcasters talk about. I can't wait to get into it. But let's get right on into business and see where everybody's been doing and what everybody's been playing. Cerebral Paul, sir, how are you doing? What have you been playing?
I'm doing fine, and up until yesterday, I was playing Forza Horizon, whatever we're up to.
Six. It rhymes with dicks.
Yep, and having a lot of fun with that. But as of yesterday, as of day before yesterday, because my Xbox took a quick trip over to the UK a little bit early, and we hopped over to Gotham City and been enjoying the hell out of Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight.
Oh, yes. It is a wet dream for Lego and Arkham fans alike. Oh,
yep.
Oh, fuck that shit. What we really want to know is how's Fable. We know your ass stopped playing Forza 6 because you got an early access to Fable. How's Fable?
Nope, no Fable.
Okay, GTA 6. Okay, tell us how GTA 6 is.
GTA 6. If some of the stuff I'm hearing on GTA 6 is true, a lot of people are going to be really pissed off when that information becomes legit.
Wow.
No.
Well, gentlemen, GTA 6 is something in between GTA 5 and GTA 7. Okay, so that.
Oh, really?
No. GTA 6. No. You don't understand. GTA 6 is the last GTA that's coming out in our lifetime. Our grandkids will play GTA 7.
I mean,
if some of the rumors of GTA 6 are going to be true, the physical edition is actually going to be a full-blown hard drive. Okay, it's just going to be.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah, it's not official, but if some of the numbers they're banding around are true, damn.
I heard I heard the other day that bitch is being delayed again to 2027. It's like
yeah. It doesn't affect me, and it won't affect me or Bob. We got plenty to play.
You know, at this point in time,
come on.
Yeah, at this.
All right, Fabio Amorin, sir, how you been doing? What you been playing?
Oh shit! I wasn't prepared for that. Oh Lord! Don't look at me that way. Okay, just kidding. I'm here. I'm really sorry. So yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Just a ton of work, and so much that I wasn't able to play the homework that you guys gave me, which was to play mixtape. I'm really sorry about it. I wasn't even able to play Forza Horizon 6 yet as well.
Fired.
Yeah. I'm
so
sorry. Okay, from the until the end of the episode, I'll turn my camera.
We can see the porn you're surfing through the reflection in your glasses. I'm just saying. Okay.
Can you see better now, bitch? So yeah, there we go. So
oh,
there
man,
we go.
You blind, man.
Lord, where are you guys? So
Drawn TJ.
I'm just me. Oh Lord, can I say what I was doing? Well,
fine, go ahead, damn it. I'm just trying to rush this along. We're so late.
Okay, I've been playing a little bit of Invisible Versus and a little bit of 2K26 for the time I had, but yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Okay, so no Halo. You hate Halo now.
No,
okay, I see how it is.
I wasn't able to play Halo this time. I'm really sorry about that.
All right, and we'll let it go this time. But next week, I want to hear some Halo. Okay.
All
right.
Fair enough.
Drawn TJ, sir, what you been playing? How you been doing? Drawn TJ, wake up.
He just went away. He thought, we are not starting this shit. I'm just, fuck you guys. I'm going.
All right. All right. Last minute joining us, Wasted with Wise, Mr. Wiseau Gamer, straight from the Wasted crew. How you been doing? Tell us about all the freaky shit you've been doing since the wife is out of town, because you know she's not listening to the show. You're safe here. And what have you been playing?
You'll notice he's keeping that towel close to him. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Wow.
And you notice if I spread this towel, it sounds like Velcro, and there's no Velcro on this towel. No, but Okay. Oh yeah, my name is Wise Old Gamer, but you can call me the redheaded step bitch of Steve-O there, because he treats me like his redheaded stepchild. So yeah, there you go. You know, he likes me, he loves me, he takes me as his own until somebody else more valuable comes
Okay,
along.
hang on. I gotta call bullshit on this. You have been given the link to this show many times and never fucking showed up. So no.
Why is it that the only person that can get a rise in his Levi's is you? Why I'm trying to get a rise in his Levi's as well. You know, I'm sexy too. You know?
Wow.
I mean, what the? I mean, just
I'm
what
sexy
really?
and I know it.
I mean, one really small question here. Where the fuck are you right now? Are you in a terrorist cave? What the fuck is going on with your internet there?
He's on
Holy
his phone.
crap!
He's not on his PC that he's usually streaming with.
I'm in the
Oh
middle of
my god!
Iran. I'm in the middle of Iran. Tell Trump to stop bombing us. Sorry.
Sorry, we can't do that.
He's not
You
in the
can't do
office
that.
where he's
No,
streaming
no,
from. He's not in
no.
the
We
office
are
where he's streaming from.
not. Okay, his opinions do not reflect the opinions of this podcast, which respects every single person, minus this motherfucker over here that just said
Hey,
that.
look.
I,
I'm a Trump fan.
I respect no
Okay,
one.
look. Make
I'm
America
gonna be
great again. Oh, we just got demonetized. Fuck!
Oh, America go fuck itself like the rest of the fucking world. It doesn't matter anyways. It doesn't matter in 6 billion years, and we're all gonna be. It doesn't matter in 6 billion years. The sun's gonna engulf us all anyway. Well, fuck it. It don't matter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Game Cell Life podcast just became a worldwide enemy.
That's
Okay,
right.
there we go.
We had a good run, guys. 154 episodes. Good run.
No, but okay.
I'm proud of us. I thought we wouldn't last 5. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Right?
I'm really
all
glad.
right, but all bullshit aside, I have been playing a little bit. I've been dipping my toes into mixtape. Really liking the soundtrack. Not really had much chance to play Forza and stuff because been chaotic. You guys know my schedule, especially at this time of the year when everything's sort of closing up. So finally, everything is over. The wife is gone. The kid's gone. All the headaches are sort of away. So I'm looking forward to a nice, long, slow, lethargic week full of gaming. So
she finally divorced you. Is that what you're telling us? She took the kids. She took half of your stuff.
It took her. I'm saying, took her fucking ass a long ass time. You know, I mean, how many? When you send suggestions to her Tinder app, you don't know what else. I mean, I don't know what else can I do. I was sending her suggestions. I said, have you considered this one? You know, you should have swept left on this one. You should have swept right on that one.
I mean, I thought you were going to adapt yourself quite nicely to it. That's why I suggested. Yeah.
Shit. I've dealt with that liability long enough. It's now somebody else's turn. There you go. You can have that.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
God. All right, John TJ, you back with us yet?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. No John TJ still. So, look.
He died.
He may have.
Holy crap. What's going on?
He was telling us in the green room how tired he was. He probably fell asleep. So, in the middle of the show, he's just going to poof to life, and he's going to be all better. So, look.
If he is listening to this right now, let me see if I can wake him up. No, that didn't work out.
Nope.
That didn't work out.
So, Steady Steve-O, I started off last Friday playing Forza Horizon 6. I've got about 6.5, 7 hours in it. And then took off work yesterday because at 12:01, I got access to Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. And I was so into this game that I didn't even see the message that Paul sent me at 3 in the morning saying, "This is so awesome." It is. It's so awesome. I mean, I can't take anything away from Forza because Forza is great. Forza will always be the best racing game, bar none, hands down. But there's something about Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight that, I've always thought the Lego games are kind of cute and kind of neat and really collectible. There's so many collectibles to get inside the games, but nothing. I haven't had a Lego game capture me the way Legacy of the Dark Knight has. And I think it has to do with my love of the Arkham games. This game, yes, it is a Lego game, but it is a love letter to Arkham fans because the combat, the gliding, the driving, anything gameplay related, it's a love letter to Arkham fans. It is so good. I haven't seen a score less than an 8. Gaming Bolt gave it a 9. It really takes you through the first time I think a game has ever taken you through the origins of Batman. You start out as a young Bruce Wayne, a child. You witness the murder of your parents, and then you go to confront the bad guys in the city because nobody else will, and you want to show them you're not afraid. And Ra's al Ghul comes to you in that scenario and says, "Hey, I run a thing called League of Shadows, and we can train you to be what it sounds like you want to be for this city." And it takes you through the training with the League of Shadows, and then it takes you through him discovering the Bat Cave with the butler, and then it takes you into him. Yes, Alfred. Listen. I'm rattling things off as quickly as I can get them out. You discover the Bat Cave with Alfred, and then you meet the he's not the commissioner at the time, but you meet Gordon, and you fight crime with Gordon, and it really takes you into the ethos that is the becoming of Batman way before you see him in the movies. And yet
let me
it does
throw something in here real quick. This is a blend of 3 of the movies. This is a blend of Batman Begins, Batman 89, and The Batman. They blend the story of all 3 origins of the movie.
Yep.
And
it's also got
seamlessly, and it blends seamlessly.
It's got TV show and comic book, things sprinkled in, and they just blend it all so well together that if you didn't already know the storyline, you would think the guys at TT Games are doing it verbatim the way it happened. They are that good at storytelling and just blending all these different aspects of this lore together. It is that good of a game. I don't know what the Metacritic is on right now, but it's got to be up there because I haven't seen anything less than an 8.
84, I think, or something like that.
No.
I do remember I checked.
Hey Siri, what's the Metacritic right now for Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight?
Okay, I found this on the web. For what's
Siri says,
shut up, bitch, and tell me what I want to know. I'm clicking on it.
Check it out.
84, just checked here. Meta score 84, user score 9.3.
Right, so an 84 for critical reviews, but a 93 for players. That tells you that the reviewers are looking at this as just another Lego game, and it's not that. It's so much more. It's so good,
but an 84
especially for
But just because it's not a 93 doesn't mean it's a bad game. An 84 is a good game. It's a decent. It's like I think anything 80 or above is almost a must. Especially if you're a fan of either the IP or the type of game it is, it's a must buy. So an 84 is not a bad score. So it's no point in you saying, okay, your user score is 93. If anyone is coming in here thinking that an 84 is a bad score, they got to get their fucking head examined. All right, that's a decent fucking ass score. If you're going to say, well, I'm going to play it because it's a fucking 84, not a 90, motherfucker, when did your bitch ass ever make a 90?
Well, and the thing is too, I'm not gonna score till I play the whole thing, at least story wise, and see how it works out.
No, it's fucking it's fucking irritating. It's fucking.
Hang on. All I'm saying is there's no way a lot of those user scores are based on people that have completed the game. There's no way in hell. Okay, I played 6 hours of the game. I think it's great. Bob thinks it's great. We would score it high right now. But there's nothing that says that doesn't break before the end of the game. That's why I'm a firm. If it, like, even when I do my actual reviews that get published, if I have to review it before I complete the game, it's a review in progress. I am not going to score something finally until I reach the end of the game, at least of the campaign.
No, but let me ask y'all a question. Since and this is a little bit of a tangent about this, and Bob, I mean, no, seriously, no, I got a question. What do you think by today's metric, something like a Legend of Zelda or Super Mario or Sonic would be rated today by today's metric?
High 80s.
I don't know. I don't play any of those games, so I don't know.
I would expect
Uh-huh.
anything less than a high 80s for any of those IPs.
No,
I think it would depend on the game because I don't like while a game, for example, such as Donkey Kong Bonanza is probably like high up at 90s and stuff. I think a game like Mario versus Donkey Kong, which is a way simplified game, rates a bit lower because it's just a remaster of a really older game from even another platform.
No, but what do y'all think if they released a game like Super Mario? Like, say if Super Mario ever came out, and it came out in today's environment with these reviewers, what do you think they would ever rate it?
It will be low. It will be lower.
Yeah,
Well-
I think so too. Because if the way the way they rate some stuff here, like I really question the pedigree of their scoring because like none of the games that we still look at as legendary games was perfect. They were all flawed to a certain extent, you know. So it's like an 84 to me is a good score. At the end of the day, you know, there's
84 to
nothing wrong with
dude, I don't know why you're off on this. 84 to most people is a good score. Anything in the mid to high 70s
so-
is considered really good.
So
unless you're
it's
really anal about something.
it's C Steph.
Anything-
It's
yes.
it's C Steph says in the chat. He says a lot of bad critics reviewed it as simple combat, but that's Lego games supposed to be simple. What makes it fun
Yeah.
is the world surrounding it. And then I replied, that isn't true though. The gameplay in this Lego game is all Arkham.
Yeah, it means they didn't play the game.
It means they didn't play
No,
the
but-
game.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it is quite improved from the previous experiences. But even if it wasn't, like he has a really good argument, which is it's not supposed to be like this revolution of a combat system. It's about how well it is this universe is
No,
adapted
no,
into the
you don't understand. This is a totally different combat system. this
no,
is
yes, I
different.
understand.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
is totally
I understand
free flowing like
To
Arkham
Lego,
games.
no,
this
I
is
know.
a totally this is not the same simplified combat
Mhm.
system. This is
Yes,
the
I
Arkham
know.
Asylum to the penny. It is the Arkham Asylum combat
No,
system.
I totally understand that. I'm just saying that even if it wasn't, it wouldn't say that the game is bad. That doesn't mean that the game would be bad just because of that. You know what I mean? But I agree, it is completely reworked.
I can't wait to
You know,
see
they
the
should have shown
DLC. The added DLC to this game.
Remember, we can go back to before this game was released. Bob thought it was going to be the same basic combat system, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
It is.
I was pumped about it because of all the lore they were going to stuff into one game. That's what I was excited about. And then I get
Yeah,
it, and I'm
but-
like, this is Arkham. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
but you were afraid it wasn't gonna. You were afraid it wasn't gonna. And I said, no. Go look at the trailer. Go watch the trailer. And you were like, oh shit. Yeah.
I want to play. I want to play a Batman game with the Nemesis system in it. I would love to play a Batman game with a Nemesis system in it.
You're gonna have to. You're
Oh,
gonna have to
cool.
drag EA out the door and beat them down to have them give that up. They have it, and they're not gonna use
But
it.
can you?
EA?
That-
EA? What? EA?
EA.
No, I mean think about it.
No.
Think about if they implemented the Nemesis
don't
system
know?
in a game like
Wait.
Arkham. It would be fucking phenomenal.
I
You
mean,
know?
the ones who created weren't the ones who created the Nemesis system, the guys that made Shadows of Mordor, which is a game
Yeah.
licensed by Warner Brothers.
I think I could have swore that was E EA.
Warner Brothers may have owned the license, but who owned the
So
game?
like
It is Warner Brothers that owns the. That was part of the things that came up when they did the big thing a little while ago. People are hoping they will release the Nemesis system to other developers.
Yeah, and like the studio that made the game ended up making a patent that said that the Nemesis system is ours. You need to buy a license in order to apply that, and then it just
Yes.
serves
Yeah.
to nothing because I think the studio
AI
ended up
says
falling down
that.
or something like that.
Yeah, AI says the Nemesis system is owned by Warner Brothers Entertainment. They hold the official U.S. patent on it that is active until 2036.
I mean, we already had Star Wars quite screwed up by EA. I would be so furious if Lord of the Rings was in their hands as well. Okay.
Thember
No,
says both those
I wouldn't
both
say
those
EA
Mordor
screwed
games
up.
are on sale
E-
90% off right now.
EA really
no, but
didn't screw up Star Wars. They just sat on it. Is all they, they
well,
Yeah,
they
you do
like they've
have
been
a
sitting on the
They got
NFL
greedy.
license, and they've been sitting on the NBA license,
Oh,
and they've
somebody
been
wait!
sitting
Somebody
on
woke
God knows all
TJ
the
up.
other fucking licenses.
Oh,
All the other fucking licenses they're sitting on.
interesting.
Hey,
Like,
TJ,
oh,
TJ, Forza
Yeah.
Horizon 6 or Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. If you could get one of them for free right now, which one would you want?
I was gonna say Forza. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, Forza's already in Game Pass, so I would get obviously Lego.
Good choice.
ooh,
That's what I'm talking
Did
That's
about.
y'all
that's
see
that's a no-brainer.
Did y'all see that new GameSir controller with that little steering wheel in the middle? Was it on your Twitter feeds? Did y'all see that? There's a new
No, I don't know what
controller.
the hell you're talking about.
I just saw it today in my news feeds. It was the GameSir, GAMESIR, and it looks like a Xbox controller, but in the middle there's like a small little steering wheel, and
I
it's
wouldn't
not
be
even
able to
out
use.
yet.
I wouldn't be able to use that thing for shit. I'm like,
You know, it's C Steph brings up a really good point in the chat. They don't even use the Nemesis system in Hogwarts Legacy, which was their own game, and it could have
Yep.
benefited from it.
There are
I
so
mean,
many games
what-
that could benefit from it.
What they act like it's a big ordeal to include it. I don't think so. I really don't. But I could be wrong.
But you
I'm
think,
not a developer.
no, but think about it. Like the Batman game, Batman was known for that. Like he would beat up all these other lower level thugs, and the upper level thugs would know about him and get order hits on him and stuff like that. And people who survived him got bigger and bigger and bigger, like the Penguin and like the Joker. I mean, it seems like Batman was sort of the IP. Batman was created to use the Nemesis system, kind of, you know. So it just seems like a natural shoe-in. I've always wondered why they never put one and one together, you know? So I think it would have been a good game. Yeah. I think it would be a good game. So underutilized engine.
It definitely. I do want to get into my first topic though. So we have I'm gonna put this on screen for everybody to see. All right. What you see are the marathon numbers. Yes, that's right. It is
Sony's second worst game ever.
It's pretty bad. Let me
Okay,
let me
let me see
fix this.
this. Where are the numbers?
Let me fix this
Okay.
real quick. There you go.
You know what? It didn't die as fast as Concord, but you know what? It took the place right after it.
So those are the marathon numbers. It started all-time peak 2 months ago, 88,337.
That's shit.
Right now it holds an 11,975 24-hour peak, and it holds a 10,257 players right now. That was as of May 8th. Now, if you look at that, and then you look at this number right here, those are the Destiny 2 numbers. Seem very similar, don't they? Trending in the same way. If you look at Destiny 2, and even Destiny, very few players were interested in PvP. They all wanted to do PvE. They all wanted to run adventures together. They wanted to do raids together. That was what Destiny was about. It was all PvE. Nobody asked for PvP. And then you have Bungie Go.
I played the multiplayer for it. It was good, but it just got boring real fast.
But it wasn't what drew you to the game.
Yeah, there was the PvE that drew everybody. That was the whole point.
So you've got Bungie that releases Marathon, which is a PvP game, which essentially, from what we can see from these charts, is something the player base did not ask for. And they're up in arms about. So they've stopped development, stopped any DLC. They've turned all their resources away from Destiny 2 to Marathon. And Marathon right now is, for a live service game, on Steam. Now, I'm not showing you PlayStation numbers because those numbers aren't released. But with Steam having over 1 billion users, you would think that the numbers on Steam would be comparable to a console or even better. They're only doing 10,250 players. That to me is death of a live service game. I mean, I hate to say it, but God bless it.
That's pretty bad.
You go even farther.
Are you surprised?
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised, no, because when I found out Bungie was going to do this, and I seen what it was going to be, it was going to be an extraction shooter, which before Marathon even came out, Arc Raiders already had extraction shooter, the best I think it could ever be, and people were playing it in droves. To come out after Arc Raiders was a bad thing for a extraction shooter. It really was, regardless of what developer you were.
But what are Arc Raiders numbers currently?
I don't know. I don't have those screenshots, but I know. Right? I know.
They're higher
if
than
somebody could
1,000.
look that up for me.
But hasn't it pizzled as well?
No, I don't believe Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders took a little hit when Marathon came out because everybody tried something new, and then it shot right back up.
Yeah.
But if you go even farther into the story, so Sony took a $565 million Bungie hit and on Destiny 2 when Marathon's future suddenly looks fragile. And then you go even farther into it, they took a $204 million hit as Destiny 2 falls short of expectations. They've already pissed off their player base. They've split it. They've given them something they don't want. Even farther into the story, Sony backs Marathon even after $765 million in Bungie impairment losses. Now, let me tell you what impairment loss is. An impairment loss means that it's a loss on the property. It's a loss on the tech. It's a loss on the licensing. When you speak of good faith, that is in the developer. So good faith, when we reference good faith, that's always, we're going to be considering the developer when we get to that. So if you look at this right here, I'll read it for you. It says, for the full year, Sony marked a 120.1 billion yen, which is 768 million, impairment loss against Bungie. Earnings from Bungie title portfolio did not reach our expectations, so we downwardly revised our business plan and impaired the full amount of the fixed assets related to Bungie, except for goodwill. Sony CFO and Corporate Executive Officer Lin Tao said in comments, according to Investopedia, an impairment refers to an unexpected and permanent drop in a fixed and intangible assets value to a market value that's less than what's recorded on a company's balance sheet. The amount is recorded as a loss on the income statement. In other words, Bungie's value is much less than what Sony paid for it. Now, when you get into it, before Bungie was even acquired, there were analysts saying that Sony vastly overpaid for Bungie. You go deeper into it. The
Analysts weren't the only one. Analysts weren't the only one. Trust me.
The Activision deal and the Zynga deal were both done below those stocks' recent highs. So Activision had traded over 100, and the deal was at 95. Back in October, it was over 100. Zynga had traded over 11, I believe, and the deal was done at 986. So they didn't really overpay either of the acquirers. Bungie went for $4 million per developer, and most deals were between $250,000 and $1 million. I've seen deals as close, as high as $2 million per developer. It was crazy talk when that deal was made. And just to compare and contrast, EA bought Respawn about 3 or 4 years ago for $700 million with 400 developers. And those guys generate $700 million a year. Bungie only does $200 million in revenue, so Sony vastly overpaid. I think it was a statement that we're not going to let Microsoft get ahead of us, so we'll just buy something out of desperation.
Also, part of what that, just to put it in layman's terms too, part of what that statement is saying is Bungie's reputation among the player base and among the public is not as good as it once was, and it's been going lower and lower and lower over the last few years. So their value as a company based on that is lowering as well.
What I'm getting at is you look at these developers and what they make net annual and what they're paid for is really close. And why is that? Because the parent company wants to see they want to break even within 12 months, within a fiscal year. And when Bungie only does $200 million in revenue and Sony paid $200 million per year, Bungie revenue. Sony paid $3.6 billion for this developer. It's like, oh my God. This is nuts.
But again, it also comes down to as they turn out games that don't work out, their value as a company goes lower and lower and lower because the public no longer has faith in that company.
But the Destiny fans did. I believe the Destiny fans still love Bungie. They want to see content. They want to see updates. They want to.
No, after the thing with the last expansion they did for Destiny 2, a lot of Destiny players are like, we're done.
Because one of the things that is quite curious. Like one of the things that is quite curious in terms of the last expansion is that the last expansion of that Bungie released for Destiny 2, the final shape, I think, sold quite well, but the problem is that the company ended up firing a lot of their staff anyways.
So because the final shape, they kind of they made it like they were wrapping up and getting ready for Destiny 3, and then after the final shape came out, they started backing down on all that stuff, and the final shape really wasn't that well done. They just kind of their last couple of expansions that they didn't do well.
I understand.
The reality is the writing is on the wall. A lot of these companies are realizing that these live service initiative games are about as analogous to playing roulette and putting your money on a number. Yes, you may win and you may win 35 times over, but if you lose, you're going to be 34 out of 35 that lose. And that's why I think there's a pivot. Okay. The reality has always been, is now, and will always be a fundamental purpose here. Okay. A fundamental thing here. Sony sucks at multiplayer games. They don't know it. They don't know how to create it. They just don't have the knack for these multiplayer type games like they do for their single player IPs. Okay, this is like why you do not go to a steakhouse and order the seafood, only the seafood. This is why you don't go to Captain D's and order the chicken strips. Yes, it's there, but it doesn't mean it's any good. Okay,
So
you
so what
try to
credence
stick
do you
with what
give
you
to the
know.
success of Helldivers 2?
Everything,
Because Helldivers
look,
2 is
the light
massive.
shines on it. Okay, okay. So what was that old saying? A broken clock is right at least twice a day. So it's the same situation. Anything can happen. Like you can always fluke up on it. Helldivers was a fluke, okay? But for every fucking Helldivers, there's hundreds of Concords out there, okay? The reality is simple, okay? That unless you
Yeah.
have something compelling and different, it's just not going to get a buzz because you're trying to cater to the iPad generation, and their attention span is very, very small. And unless you don't have new and flashy and gizmoey and sparkly, your thing is going to die a slow and miserable death, like most multiplayer games of the ilk. So that is the whole story, and
And also,
especially Sony, who has
Helldivers
never had a history for it.
and Helldivers had the distinction of looking like the game that a lot of us, Starship
Yeah.
Troopers fans wanted.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
definitely. I mean,
mean,
I'm a
that
Starship Trooper fan. I even watched the third movie, and the third movie was garbage. But I still watched it because I love the IP.
but that's what takes a lot of people to
Yeah.
Helldivers is they wanted to fight the bugs. They
Mhm.
Yeah, if you
One of the
look at it
things,
to this day, the bugs are still fought 90%, and the other two split the
yeah.
last 10.
like one of the things
Fuck
that
that.
are,
We're not fighting the bugs. We're fighting for liberty. Sorry.
I mean,
Go
one of the things
Fobs.
that are like quite a big difference in between why, to my opinion, honestly, to why Marathon is not being as much as a success than compared to Helldivers is because, like, I understand when you are doing a live service game, it's a shot in the dark in many situations. I totally understand that. But the problem is, if you are doing a live service game, you are trying to make sure that your game is going to be played by as many people as possible. So, why did they decide to, with Marathon, go to a totally niche, hardcore, try hard approach to the game? The difference between Arc Raiders and Marathon is that, of course, they are the same genre, but while Marathon is 100% try hard sweats, Arc Raiders has a way more casual perspective, way more casual mechanics that makes a lot of people have more fun and have more ease into it. While Marathon is like, unless you are playing on a PC, unless you have two friends that know how to play the game, unless you play this like crazy, and unless you have some really good help precision with your aim, you are going to die a lot of times, and sometimes you are going to feel intimidated into playing this game solo instead of playing or with randos, because a lot of people in those games are like quite aggressive because they end up being like they expect you to already know this thing. I played Marathon. I bought the game for really cheap at Iniba, and I had my matches. I had fun with it, but the problem is that I don't feel like playing too much of it because I still don't feel as comfortable to like, okay, let me give it a try. Let me jump into this and see how I am going to fare, because I know that out of nowhere I'm going to take a shot and die in 1 second, and then okay, I'll just restart all over again. And there's not the sense of I learned something for the next match. I just died out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And while with Helldivers and Arc Raiders, they are way more casual, they are way more relaxed, they are way more dynamic because it is about you having your own experience in which you can, like, if you made a mistake, if you made a fuck up, you can understand what you made, and it's not as aggressive and as intimidating to do. Is that what I'm trying to say?
Oh, I understand exactly what you're trying to say, and it makes a lot of sense. It's just, I don't know. You think about Bungie, they go from Halo to Destiny to what seems like something totally out of their wheelhouse, something completely competitive. It's just, I don't know. I know they'd always dreamed about doing Marathon, and they got the opportunity to do that, no strings attached. But I just think it's going to cost them their freedom at the end of the day because they're going to get absorbed because it's just not doing good at all.
I mean, would I hope for the game to continue to be alive? Of course, like it is one more option, especially because for this genre, you mostly have what, like Arc Raiders and Escape from Tarkov. And like sometimes people want something completely unique. I gotta say, Marathon looks completely unique. I never played a game that looks like that. Visually saying, I would say the game looks stunning and the gunplay is really good because it's Bungie, but the problem is it's way too much hardcore for me.
Yeah, I mean, I really was captured by the pastel colors of certain parts of the environment and the weapons and the characters, and I do agree it's got a very unique look to it. But when it comes down to gameplay, it's just not very. I don't think it's very unique. I think it's the blending of two things that we've already got, and those two things have already got their audiences, and they're not really looking for a blend. They just want to do their
Oh no,
thing where they're
oh
comfortable.
no, like the resemblance to the previous games is noticeable, like from both Halo and Destiny. There's no doubt about it. But it is fun anyways. Like,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm like trying to figure out myself with this because okay, Sony's having a big problem with doing a live service game that sticks to it, that has a lot of players, that has a lot of traction. Why the fuck did they decide to go for a 100% niche game and a hardcore approach?
I don't know.
Probably because when they started development, it seemed like a good idea until it
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like in theory, Bungie was to be like, okay, you guys are the experts in live service games. You are supposed to know what you are doing, and whatever you say in terms of what's the best approach to it, we are going to 100% support you. I think
Well, no,
that was
part
the
of it is,
situation.
and we've talked about this before. The idea is, all of a sudden they try to strike while the iron's hot. But when the iron's hot and then it takes you 5 years to put a game out, that iron's not so hot anymore. That's what a lot of the problem is. They're always chasing it. They're always
It,
chasing that. They unless they
well,
can
I
get the
think
game out, unless they can get the game out when it's hot, they're always chasing it. It's
Well, I think also what
Yeah.
it was basically it was, as you said, it was a panic buy because when this whole ABK thing was going into fruition, the fact that they were potentially looking at maybe even potentially losing or paying money to Microsoft for their whatever they get for Call of Duty, that scared the shit out of them. Okay, they can say whatever they want to say, but that scared the living shit out of them. That Microsoft was buying their cash cow, which was Call of Duty, and Jim Ryan was scrambling, and that's why he made all these stupid decisions, and that's why they pretty much kicked him to the curb when they realized that, hey, you know what, we were chasing Microsoft because they were buying COD, and Microsoft was chasing Activision not because of COD, but because of King. And this was so fucking stupid. And it was not. It was a nothing burger. It was a mountain that was. It was a molehill that was made into a mountain for no fucking reason. How about that? You know. And
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
definitely. And Sony, they they over um yeah, they overreacted on it and paid.
Yeah.
They bought Bungie for 7 times what it should have been worth.
I mean, you can
It was
clearly
not
see that
3.6
they
billion. It
you
was
you
crazy.
can
Then you
clearly see that
and
you
then,
can clearly see that like the acquisition of Bungie wasn't about like it was different from compared to an acquisition like their acquisition to Insomniac Games. Like they literally did the same thing as they done with like, oh yeah, Blue Point Games, which is like, okay, we are buying this, Why? Because we have a strategy for it? No,
Oh,
it's
don't
just
take that
because the
many
competitor,
Viagra. What are you doing?
just because the
Damn,
competitor
Wise.
is doing the same. So we need to answer to that. How do we answer that? We are going to buy something as well.
Yeah,
Right.
but at
No,
what cost?
but
It's crazy.
but also remember when they bought Insomniac and when they bought Bluepoint, they said specifically all their games are ours. When they bought Bungie, they had a stupid clause that was so unlike Sony at that time. Oh yeah, you can make any game on any platform that you ever want. We just want you for your consultancy. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?
No,
You're paying $1 billion for somebody's consultancy? And the games are not going to be exclusive. What the fuck are you doing? Like, honest to
but
God, like that.
But likewise, if Marathon was exclusive, it was going to die. It was like it was going to be already dead because the main player base that is carrying this game is first of all PC, and even Xbox players are playing more of Marathon than PlayStation players.
No, no,
That's the that's
I
the
agree with what
serious
you're saying.
part
No,
of it.
no, no, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, look at, it was a panic buy. Look at the situation. Every acquisition they made before that, they were like, no, your games only are staying on our device. They gave Bungie carte blanche. They literally gave Bungie a free check. Essentially, they
Yes,
let
they
Bungie
did.
do what Bungie wanted to do. They just have the privilege of saying it's their studio. That's it. And that was so unbecoming of Sony. So you could see the emotions or the headspace of the people of the corporate leaders at that time when they were going into this acquisition to make a total pivot of 180 from your current model when you acquire a company to this model that's unheard of. You take you then take your established developers and you pivot them onto stuff that they are not comfortable doing. So not only do you make stupid buys and you basically it over buy stuff, you take the stuff that you have and you put it and you burn to shreds. So that goes to show you their mental headspace. They were running around like chickens with their head cut off. They did not know what the fuck to do, and they were chasing after COD, and all the while, COD was like a non-issue. Like it was okay, yeah, COD, but that's not really the big deal here, you know. So
I can
that's
really
that's
relate to
what I'm
that
trying to
chickens
attribute
with the
that.
head cut off because I've done that and watched it, and it's funny as shit. I gotta be honest
Yep,
with you.
it is. Yeah, had
No, but
had a
Oh
neighbor used
Lord.
to do that every once in a while when I was growing up. You know.
no, but I mean, it goes to show you. Look at the psychological
Hey,
decisions that they
Wise,
make
any
around
any
this
more, and we'll
time.
be looking at only
You
your
know,
forehead, dude. Okay.
sorry. No, but that's what I'm saying. Look, like you got this company that was so stalwart to all of a sudden do all this bullshit. Of course they're panicked. They're buying Bungie. They're giving Bungie basically a blank check. They're taking their
Yeah.
own studios and burning them to the ground. If that is not panic reaction, I don't know what is.
And I don't think it was all of Sony. I think it was the influence of Jim Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they
Yes, it
made
Yeah.
the
was
mistake
definitely.
of listening. They made
Yeah.
the mistake of listening to his dumbass.
I think Jim Ryan was a lot more threatened with Xbox's acquisitions than Sony themselves was.
Yeah.
And Jim
He
caused
because he was
everybody to
Yes.
overreact.
he was literally flying all over the world trying to influence these different agencies to not let it go through. Literally jumping on his
Yep.
jet and flying all
Right.
over the world to to
No,
violate
no,
the law and try to talk
and
these
he literally just said, "I don't want a new COD deal. I just want to block your merger."
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the sad reality about it all is this: it wasn't about COD. It never was COD.
No,
It
it was
isn't
Yeah, it
COD.
was
never.
it was about Candy Crush.
COD was the distraction, and they fell for it, and they absolutely fell for it.
Okay, next topic then, because we got so
Hey,
much stuff.
Thember
This
in the
goes to
chat
show.
is gonna change his name to all caps, just like Xbox did in social media. That's right. Mm-hmm. We went there.
No, it's like this. It's like this. None of them are oblivious to it all. Okay, they both are dumb corporations that make dumb decisions, And it's just they need to be called out for it, because it's at the end of the day, we go to these corporations for a specific purpose. You know, they fill a need in our life, okay, that only they can fill, and they need to stop trying to be everything to everybody. That's fucking stupid. You know, you can be a jack of all trades, but you can't be a master of none. You know.
Okay, so into our next topic. The thing I really want to get to, and this, you know,
I'll
okay,
be back in a
we're
minute. I
gonna
gotta get to the bathroom.
Course.
Before I go, what's the topic so I can plan ahead. So
We'll
we're
have a
gonna talk
good
about the
good start.
Xbox's 2 new leadership hires.
I have nothing to know about that. So I'll while I go to the bathroom, I'll listen.
Okay. So Thember brought it up in the chat,
Hey.
and yes, I did want to touch on it. I don't think it's not a nothing burger, but it's not a big burger
Steve,
that we should spend a lot of time on.
Steve,
Yo.
quick question: how far are we going till? How far are we going till?
We'll be going
Because
to at least 10:40.
Okay,
Because we didn't go live until we've only been live for 51 minutes.
Yeah, but I have an early morning tomorrow. Tomorrow and Friday are my last 2 days of finals, so I got to be up early. So I got to unfortunately log out for the next couple of days.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead and give everybody
apologize.
give everybody your 2 cents. Tell them what you think of them and where they can find you.
Yeah, my name's always is the Wise Old Gamer, the man who brings the fun and dysfunctional. I have a small little podcast that I do every Friday evening called Wasted with Wise, where this fat fuck and all of his drunk friends join me as well. We have a great time. We rib each other, we joke with each other, we call each other horrendous shit, but we really
hate
care
each
for
other.
But at least
And
really do love
that
these guys,
podcast is not the only really small thing he has. So just
Oh wow.
Oh,
Damn, he
well,
said that out loud.
We all can't be so big that we have to drag our shit in a wheelchair, man.
That shit's on YouTube forever, dude. That shit's on YouTube forever. In 20 years, when this podcast has 1 million subscribers, somebody's gonna say, "Dude, were you the guy that was on episode 154 of Game Set Live and said that they had a small penis?"
What are you talking about? My wife has already advertised that to everybody. She said,
"Oh
wow.
wow, your wife's not online though, dude. Your wife doesn't have access to the world."
I mean, she told me if my penis got any smaller, she put it on a milk carton. She said it's missing.
God damn. Oh God. Damn. Wow. Coming next.
That was funny right there. I don't care who you are.
Coming to your post office next. The post is stamp with Mr. Wise O Gamers member on it. That's right. Size is very, yeah.
A matter of perspective.
Yeah,
apparently.
but if you enjoy this, if you like relaxing,
the stamp says things appear larger on the stamp than they are in person. Yeah.
Wow. He just compared you to a side view mirror. Wow.
Yeah. That's why when I first had sex with my wife, I brought my rear view mirror because I said it looks bigger in the mirror than it does in person.
That's
Those are the side mirrors, dude. That's not the rear view. God. Anyway.
Anyhow, guys, I will see y'all Friday.
See you,
Peace
brother.
out.
I gotta go. Yes.
See you, Wise.
And here we are, the 4 horsemen. Anyway, so Asha Sharma, aimed at strengthening the console business and improving product execution. She has brought in Matthew Bale, Chief Strategy Officer. Bale, a well-known video game industry analyst and author of the Metaverse, joins Xbox to lead the strategy department. He previously headed strategy and planning at Amazon Studios and is best known for producing the annual State of Video Gaming report. His first priority is to strengthen the console side of Xbox, which has faced challenges from rising RAM and storage costs. Bale has publicly expressed concern about ongoing memory shortages and their impact on the console market. Number 2, Asha Sharma has brought in Scott Van Velle, spelled Vilet. I hope I pronounced that right. Ville. He's a chief technological officer. Van Ville brings deep Microsoft engineering experience, having led Azure, OpenAI, and AI core infrastructure, and has also worked on Microsoft Teams and Amazon Game Studios projects. At Xbox, his role is
so
to
much I could
improve
say about
how
that
the
right now.
company builds products, enabling teams to move faster and deliver stronger results.
I'm sorry, but
I want to hear what you got to
still doesn't
say.
work right. Team still doesn't work right after all these years. Okay, it's still a
We're
crapshoot whether
fucked.
it's going to work when you use it. Yeah, it's.
But okay,
Yeah,
but do you think he'll be able to do the job with Xbox that Ash has given him?
I think I do find it interesting that he's another person coming over from AI, which they are not using for in Xbox now. So, but he does have Azure underneath his under his belt as well as some of the other stuff that has turned out. But yeah,
Right.
teams is the interesting one to me. I wouldn't brag about that if I was, yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I will put more faith into the guy if his last department was Skype, honestly. But yeah, there we go.
Wow, dude, dude, Skype, that's history. That's history,
Yeah.
dude. But I don't know. I mean, I can't say a lot about these people until I see them in their
Until they prove
job
it.
for 12 months, because we all looked at Asha when Asha was coming over from Microsoft's AI department. We all thought, "Oh fudge, here we go." And in the
Don't,
last
by the way,
90
do me a
days,
favor.
she's proven me nothing but wrong.
But by the way, do me a favor. Don't say we all, because I was never in that group. I always looked at her wider accomplishments in the other companies she worked for and what she was brought in for.
Yes,
I didn't care
I
about
did
the
too
AI
as an individual, but on podcast,
Yeah.
I went with the community. I tried to side with the community, but deep down inside, as an individual, I saw what she did in her younger years. I knew she had, before she even was brought onto the Microsoft AI platform.
Yeah.
I knew what she was capable of. I just didn't know whether she'd
Yeah.
been tainted by AI.
Yeah.
That virus, it's a sickness.
Her basically, and I think I said this last week, her job when she came in is a fixer. That's literally what she's done in almost every job she's had. She's a fixer. We have these products or these divisions that aren't doing well. Fix it.
Mhm.
That's a so that's kind of her thing.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that she was just a corporate shill, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's coming in. She's from AI. She's gonna fuck up so bad." And I was thinking to myself, just because she's not a gamer doesn't mean she can't do her job good, and she could be a good change for the company. I mean, Peter Moore was not a gamer, and he did a good job with Xbox 360 back in the day. So I don't know what the fuck people were smoking when they were saying they're saying, "Oh fuck, she's from AI. She's gonna screw it up. Oh well, we're gonna get a really crappy Xbox, especially the next one." And I'm like, dude, she hasn't even gotten in the building yet, and you're already judging her. It's like,
I mean,
god damn.
Also,
even Robbie.
there's pretty much nothing she could do to affect the next Xbox.
I know.
Seriously, because it's well beyond.
Yeah. It's such
that
bullshit.
when that comes out, that will still be Phil's baby.
I know.
Like I think his name was Robbie Back. I don't remember his surname anymore. Like he was the first head of Xbox. Like during the original Xbox, he was the leader of that project alongside Ed
It
Freeze
was
and Seamus Blackley. But like
yeah.
he himself said, I knew very little of the hobby. I didn't play games at all. I barely understood the market. I was learning a new thing every single day at work, and I had no idea what I was doing. He said that during the Power on Xbox
Yeah, but
documentary.
look how it turned out. It
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
out pretty damn good for a guy that didn't know shit. So
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what?
I
I hate it when people judge someone. It's like, yeah, I kind of had the same idea for a second, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no, wait, no, no. I'm like, Xbox has had people that weren't even gamers or not even developers that have ran Xbox before. I'm like, no, no, we can't have this fucking theory going around. I'm like, anybody that's going running with this shit, I'm sorry, but you're very arrogant because to sit there and say that, it's like, okay, then you gotta discredit Peter Moore. You gotta get like the guy you were talking about,
yeah.
and you have to also get rid of more people then because apparently they're not worthy. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah. You know, I don't know. I I'm like this. So Asha, what she's done in 90 days for Xbox, coming directly from Microsoft's AI platform, has
yeah,
totally. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't just say, "Well, this is where they're coming from. This is what they've got. This is what they have their head in." These
yeah.
people she's bringing in, I have to give them credit. If what she's done already, if she and anything they do has got to go through her. What she's done already to me speaks for these individuals that she's bringing in. It has to, because I had the wrong idea. I didn't have the wrong idea. I had my reservations about her that I was like, I'm just going to keep this on the back burner. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to worry about it. And so far, what I've got on the back burner has been proven wrong. She's not went in
Yeah.
that direction whatsoever.
And like I've said before, a lot of it is she
Yeah.
seems to be the kind of leader that listens to people.
Yeah.
And in some ways, yeah, so far it's working out. But I guarantee you, at some point, she's going to listen to somebody and try something that's not going to work out, and
Of
and then
course.
everybody and then everybody's going to jump down her throat. But that's because she's going to learn who she can trust and listen to, and who she can't. And I guarantee
Hmm.
you, even though all the loudmouths on X and Twitter like to take credit for a lot of what she's doing, she's listening to us. Oh, trust me, she ain't listening to a fucking word y'all are saying. It just happens to be going that way, because
Like,
she's listening to people who are actually in the know, who have a better idea of
Hmm.
what's
It's
going on. Yeah.
it's nice that she's actually like everybody was shocked because when she went to X and she addressed people and was saying, "I want to know what you guys are concerned about." That's the one thing you can do good to start off as a new CEO. That's
Right,
a good
but I
thing to do
guarantee you,
regardless.
no matter how high certain things are up on that list, they go, yeah,
Well,
no,
of course.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
hmm
that,
oh yeah, there's no
yeah, we
doubt.
can't do
There's
that, we
no doubt
can't do
about it.
that, we can't do that, that won't work,
Yes.
I'm just saying I was expecting her to be a corporate shill where she would have just ignored us completely. But the fact that she's taking it as like consideration.
at
Yeah,
least
That's
outwardly. Let's keep it
she's
yeah,
real. It's still a corporation, so at
yeah,
least
so
outwardly,
yeah,
it
she
looks
yeah.
like.
she's taken the community advice the way Phil took it in 2013, and she doesn't have the
Yep.
history Phil does. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Phil's been there since he was an intern.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
just it means a lot.
one of the things that I really like about her is honestly her attitude of saying we have a lot of work to do. Like, and she said in that statement, like, we have a lot of work to do. The consumers are angry. People are losing faith in us. She openly said that in that statement. So yeah, and okay, how do we manage to do that? We need to gather people and we need to
But all
listen
I'm
to their
saying is
opinions.
I want to remind you that as soon as she's behind closed doors, she could be going, God, these guys are a bunch of fucking idiots that are annoying as hell.
Of
But we gotta,
course.
you know. I'm not
Oh
saying she
God.
is.
How
Of
I'm not saying
dare
course.
she
you?
is, but I'm saying, but I'm saying, let's not, everybody gets just like they got caught up with what Phil was saying outwardly. People are getting caught up with what she's saying outwardly, and then because what's going to happen, it's like I said, as soon as something doesn't go the way that the loudmouth think it should, all of a sudden she's phony, she's fake, and that it's going to turn on a dime. You watch.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
but
saying
like
when it'll
it's
happen, but it will. But it will.
of course of course it will happen. Like it's impossible for them to not just do it, just not do something like that. It's the same situation of like it doesn't matter if you are a doctor who saved 100 lives. The moment you lose one single one, you will be more remembered by that fact than the other 100 that you saved before.
True that. So I do want to get into. I want to flow into the next topic that we kind of glazed over, but I do really want to touch on it. Forza Horizon 6 that you see on screen right now. This is where I'm going through the first Horizon wristband race, and I do win this first place. Thank you very much. I totally made all of them my bitches. Yeah. It's currently sitting at, I believe, a 93 on Metacritic, which I think is the highest Metacritic score so far this year. And we know in the past, Forza has always been left out of Game of the Year because it's looked at as a sports game, and they never give a sports game Game of the Year because sports games have their own category. But they always do rely heavily on Metacritic scores when they're looking at their Game of the Year. Do we think this has a chance? And what do we think will actually challenge this 93 Metacritic? Paul, go.
I don't know. I mean, by the way, I thought one sports game had won Game of the Year before. I'd have to go back.
I don't remember. I really don't remember it if it did happen. I don't remember it. I'm not saying that it couldn't have, but I don't remember it.
I seem to recall
It's
there was
probably-
one
it's probably
exception to the
rare.
rule, but I don't remember what it was. But
Wait, during Jeff Keighley's Game Awards?
yeah.
Could we
Maybe.
consider a need? Could we consider a sports game?
I'm gonna
Sports
search for
game
this, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
state it as a racing game ever won Game of the Year.
Or just put list all the Game of the Year winners for the it'll give you the total breakdown of every year that he's had it. Yeah.
Okay.
Could Overwatch
Yes.
be
Yes,
considered
a racing
sports
game has won Game of the Year award in major ceremonies, most notably the Game Awards. The most recent example is Mario Kart World.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Won it in 2025.
Last year.
Well,
Wait,
but
wait,
it
wait.
won best sports racing category. It did not win the Game of the Year.
Right.
Okay,
So-
so what won Game of the Year then? Any or none?
No,
I don't know
the
what-
game of the
I don't-
year of wait. What are you say? What are you saying? The game of the year of last year was Claire Obscure.
I know, but the whole
That's what he said. It
question
wasn't.
that
I'm like,
Steve
what?
was asking. Did you pay
But
attention
anyway,
to what Steve was saying? He was asking.
I think.
I
I
dropped
think
my
it- I think
freaking
it might-
earbud
I think it
underneath the
might-
desk, and I don't even know where it went, so I grabbed the other one.
I think it might
ju-
get nominated, but I mean,
ju-
I don't think it'll win. I think.
So if it's the Game Awards 2025, last year, we all know what Game of the Year was last year. It was Expedition 33.
Yeah,
It won so many awards. So, of course, Mario Kart World only won Best Sports Racing Game because Expedition 33 won everything else.
Okay. So Dragon Age, Inquisition, The Witcher 3, Overwatch, Legend of Zelda, God of War, Sekiro, The Last of Us Part 2, Returnal, Vampire Survivors, Baldur's Gate 3, Astrobot, and Clair Obscura. So there you go. That's a list
Wow.
of all the winners.
You went a
Vampire
long while
Survivor.
before you got to Baldur's Gate 3. That's not that old?
2023.
Wow,
it
it's
won.
been 6 years, hasn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wait. Vampire Survivors won Game of the Year? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, Vampire Survivors, its first year, it was crack. It was gamer crack.
So there you go.
So,
But I think so. But to be honest with you, at this point, and Bob, you may or may not disagree with me, I think Lego Batman might give it a run for its money. As just an all around.
I mean, it doesn't have the early adoption rate, but when more people start to see what it's about and start to hear from their friends, like I was expecting, like when I got up after playing 4 hours Tuesday morning. When I got up Tuesday afternoon, I expected to turn on my Xbox and see at least 4 or 5 people playing it, and they weren't. They were playing Forza.
The problem is, a lot of people thought like you, and it's all over the internet, and a lot of people are spreading the FUD that it's just a Lego game. This is not just a Lego game.
Boys, let me just point out an error. Vampire Survivors didn't win Game of the Year at the Game Awards. That was Elden Ring.
Oh, that's right.
Then this list is wrong. Okay, my bad. But
it may have won DICE Game of the Year.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're not seeing like a BAFTA Game of the Year or something like that?
Right?
No, I specifically, it specifically says the Game Awards, dude. The list I have specifically says the Game Awards.
That's because like I'm at the website of the Game Awards and 2022 Game of the Year. That's no. Yes, I understand. It's just because I was like, oh shit, seriously, they got it wrong. Oh fuck. Well, okay.
Oh.
But still answers my question that no sport. But I believe sports games have been nominated before. They just haven't won. That's a different attitude. That's a different. That's a different thing.
Conversation. Yeah.
I think the main problem is that with Forza, it wasn't even nominated. Do you guys remember any Forza Horizon?
Yeah,
I remember Forza Horizon 5. It kind of got it got snuffed that year because it came out after the. Yeah, it came out after the cutoff date.
People were fucking pissed because they're like, this looks like the best game of the year, and you decided to shaft it. But then they made an excuse for a Sony PlayStation game. Oh, it's 6 days after, which is 3 days more than fucking Forza. But that somehow got nominated in. It's like, okay. It's like, now you're picking favorites, Keely. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, but it got nominated, but it didn't get awarded.
I know, but
so
but the point is that's where everybody got pissed. Everybody's like, oh, you're gonna bend the rules for a Sony game, but that's coming out at a later date. Okay.
I mean, a fucking DLC in Elden Ring, Knight's Ring got nominated to Game of the Year. Makes no sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was Jeffy playing favorites. That's what that was. That was.
Yeah.
If it was a Hideo Kojima game, you bet it was going to win that.
Oh yeah. The thing is, like, I think I think it should be nominated. I think it should win, but yet again, it's going to come down to 4 games. 4 games in my mind. Well, maybe 5. If they release Gears of War E-Day, I think that's going to be a nomination. I think the Lego Batman game should definitely get it, but the 007 game might get it. And then also, I'm gonna say GTA. GTA, that game, whether you want it to win or not, it's gonna fucking.
Gonna win.
I
Gonna win.
could
There's no doubt about it.
I could just see it fucking winning because everybody's gonna want to vote for that some bitch. So I don't see it. I don't see anybody being that juggernaut. So to be honest with you, as much as I want Forza to win it, because Forza got a good Metacritic score, it got a 10 by IGN out of all fucking places,
Yeah.
and IGN is against Xbox. So,
but
yeah.
IGN basically right now has the credibility of Kotaku. So
Oh, I
especially
know,
where
I
their
know.
reviews are
Trust me.
concerned. So,
Yeah. But it was shocking to hear that. I was like, wait, now fucking IGN is so biased against fucking Xbox, but I like the game is flawless. The game hasn't really had any problems. The graphics are really good. The gameplay is good. They updated the AI. The AI is a little bit harder. The AI plays a little bit dirtier depending on what difficulty you put them on. They did a new progression system, brought back to the roots of like Forza 1, 2, and 3, or Forza
actually,
Horizon.
just Forza 1.
So,
Actually,
Yep.
or Forza 1.
Forza
But,
1 was the only one that
but,
used the
but I
wristbands.
like it. I like it. I like it a lot better than the other Forzas. I really do. They did a really good job with that. They did a lot of improvements. So I think it should get nominated. Do I think it should win? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of games coming out this year. You got Gears of War Day. You got the Lego Batman game. You got the 007 game. You got GTA, and then you got other games. So
Lego,
we'll have to see. But
Lego Batman is better than every single one of those. Okay, just wanna say that. I didn't even play the game, and I'm already
that's your
saying it.
opinion. But I'm not going to make a decision and say this game should be the winner right now. We're only in May. We're not even in June yet. So let's just see how the rest of the months roll on, and we see how the other games come out. We gotta wait for 007. We gotta wait for Gears of War Day. We gotta wait for other games.
So I
See
can
where it
say
goes.
this. Yes, I'm going to be playing Forza Horizon 6 for the rest of the year
Yeah.
because of my friends playing, because of anybody
You're
I
gonna
know
get FOMO.
playing. Yeah, I'm going to want to play with them, and they're going to want me to play with them.
Speaking of Steve-O, put it on your calendar.
Completion of
Saturday
Forza
night.
Horizon 6 is an issue. But at the same time, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, my wife wants to play it. My son wants to play it. One of my two daughters want to play it. And I'm going to be playing that split screen with them on the 65-inch TV in the living room. I'm probably going to be on that TV out there for a long time. They're going to be like, Dad, where'd you get that cool Batman costume? I'm going to be like, because I'm 100% complete. That's how I got this Batman costume. Well, let's get on and get through this.
Poor Steve-O. You're getting pulled from both ways.
I don't mind. It's not like I'm getting pulled to play bad games. I mean, Batman's a great game. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like when I have all the upgrades for the gadgets and for the combat and everything. It's just going to be even better. But yeah, it's just going to be, it's a great year. I mean, it's a really great year. I mean, this year you've really got to be able to knock down the games as quickly as you can, get as much out of them as you can. Like for me and Paul and I don't know anybody else, it's like I've got Forza 6 I got to get through, and then I got Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I've got to get as far through this as I can before 007 First Light. And then I got to get through that as fast as I can before I get to Halo Campaign Evolved, which is rumored to be like June or July now. And then you get into fall. And don't get me started on fall. OMG. Fall is freaking nuts. So, yeah, it's going to be nuts.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and let's see if you guys agree. Remember how we used to always, like back in the day when Xbox didn't have hardly any studios? Remember how they only had 5 studios, and everybody kept on saying, "Oh yeah, the summer is always like the dead season of gaming back then." And now we're complaining there's too many fucking games. Well, we got our wish. There's no drought now. I'm happy with all the games that are coming out. You know what?
Oh
Even
yeah,
if they're
just
not my type of games, it's nice because I remember back. Yeah, I remember at one point I used to say that. I used to say, "Okay, I beat Gears, Forza, Halo. Okay, now what do I do for the rest of the year?" And then I would have to wait for the next biggest game, and that's before Game Pass and everything. So, but yeah, it's nice that we have all these games. It gives us opportunities to enjoy new stories, new things in our hobby.
Mhm.
Okay, I was yelling over the microphone because I was under the desk looking for my other earbud.
You were
And
muted. You were muted. Couldn't hear.
I
a
was
word you
muted.
said.
I know. I know. TJ
Yeah.
was telling me what he was gonna do, and I was underneath there yelling, "You should go outside and find yourself a woman. You should do that. Screw the gaming. Take care of that first." And nobody heard me. And
I thought maybe you were, reliving your
got
days.
mow the lawn.
Reliving your days when you were drinking and fell on the floor and had to get yourself back up.
Yeah, I guess.
I just started talking, and then I saw Bob like bend over. I'm like, "Where you going, Bob?
I was looking for my earbud,
Where you
dude.
going, Steve Bob?"
Did you find
I
it?
was like,
Did you?
he's hiding.
I mean, he
Okay,
was
so
really
look,
bored of everything you were talking, apparently.
look. I got it. Okay, we're gonna hop into our next topic, and this is one that you're not
Yeah,
gonna
let's
see on
go.
other. This is one you're not gonna see on other podcasts, and it may be over the head of everybody but me and Paul. But I will hold your hand. I will walk you through it. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
You're gonna see on screen. Oh, not that. That is the screenshot that I did the last thumbnail from. There you go. So what you see on screen right now is the AI tops of the current consoles. I do not have the PS5 Pro listed here because that is way up there. PS5 Pro, it's
Oh, you're talking.
it's all AI tops. It's not pure
Are, are, you-
horsepower. It's all AI
are,
tops.
are you talking about the AMD FSR shit? Right.
Yes, I am talking about the AMD FSR shit.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
as you can
goodbye.
see, the Xbox Series X is sitting at 48.6 tops. That's AI tops. That's trillion operations per second. And then you've got the Steam Machine, which is sitting at 36. The ROG Xbox Ally X, which is sitting at 22. The PlayStation 5, which is sitting at 20.6. And the Series S, which is at 16. Okay. What does this mean? Why am I showing you this? Well, if you didn't know, when the consoles came out in 2020, they were RDNA 2, yes. But AMD had quickly moved on from that version of FSR, and they did not back compat. They moved on from FSR 2 to 3 to 3.1, 3.5, 3.7, 4, 4.1. They never went back, and they've been getting so much flack on social media that they are going to make 4.1 accessible to all the way back to RDNA 2. So that's where all of this that you see comes into play. FSR 4.1 rolling back is going to give performance advantages to these platforms. What that means is that finally you'll actually see the teraflop performance difference between the Series X and the PS5 because it's twice the AI tops power. And on the next slide, if you look at what FSR 4 did for the Steam Deck, okay, the Steam Deck, we're talking about a piece of hardware that's 3 to 4 years old, the Steam Deck. At 720p native, it did 21 frames a second. 21 frames a second. When it was given FSR 4 in balance mode, it did 40.
Oh, nice.
Okay, this is the Steam Deck. So when you figure in FSR 4 being supported by these RDNA 2 GPUs that are in these consoles, that's a really good thing. That means, I mean, we've all been saying it the whole time, haven't we? We've been saying that we've got PSSR and PSSR 2. Why hasn't Xbox been doing this? Because Xbox really leaned, I mean, maybe they shouldn't have, but they did. They leaned very heavily into the OEM when it came to this technology, and AMD just didn't support it. They moved on very quickly in versions of FSR, and they just didn't go back. They didn't make back support. But because of all the shit they've been getting, excuse my French, they're doing it. They've actually, if you look at their accounts and their threads where they're talking about FSR 4.1 going back or going forward, they've disabled comments. You can no longer comment on them because they're just tired of hearing all the crap about, well, I don't have a 9000 series GPU. Why can I not get this? But AMD guys can get DLSS 4 all the way back to the 3000 series. AMD's taking note, and they're starting to roll it back, and the consoles that are going to see the benefit of it are going to be the PS5 and the Series X. But the Series X will be twice as capable of running that AI super resolution than the base PS5 will, because it does have twice the AI tops. It has twice the AI tops than the PS5 does.
Nice.
So,
you want to know the difference between the Xbox Series X and the PS5? Microsoft and Xbox, they banked on the idea of having a more powerful console outside just out the gate as a console itself. While PlayStation was trying to originally counterattack the Xbox One X, when they heard the Xbox Series X was being announced, they're like, well, shit, we're going to have to overclock it and call it a PS5. And they're like, yeah, okay, well, it's not as powerful as the Series X. And everybody was fine over it, like saying, well, how come the frames are higher on the PS5? I'm like, because PlayStation's a bigger brand when it comes to the gaming industry.
Yeah,
so
developers are putting in more work on that end.
And I'm like, you just wait a couple months after the game releases, and wait until it's actually, actually used on the Xbox Series X, and when the devs go in and actually, polish it, you'll see the difference. It's barely on par, or it's barely underneath the Xbox Series X. So the PlayStation 5 is not as powerful as everybody claims it is. Everybody's like, oh, it's more powerful than the Xbox Series X. Not really. Look at all the specs.
As far as development goes, the PS5 does have an advantage. It has an advantage on the hardware space, and it has an advantage on the developer space. The developers take more time because that's where the market is. And the hardware doesn't really have to worry about it on PS5 because the developers do all the work. Well, on the Xbox platform, the capability is there, but Xbox hasn't done any of the work. The developers have to do the work, and they don't do it because it's so far down on the market leaderboard that it's just not worth their time.
Yeah.
So they lean towards PS5.
Yeah.
So, and
So
I really
basically
think
what you're
Go
saying
ahead.
is that the Xbox Series X is 3 times better in
no,
terms of like
it's
the
twice.
specs.
So as far as AI tops, it's all okay. Let's not get anything twisted. As far as raw performance, it's two
Yeah, Rob.
teraflops. It's 2 teraflops faster. But as far as AI tops, it is twice as capable. It's got 48.6 AI tops, which is trillion operations per second, which is what your super resolution, which is what your DLS, your FSR, that's all going to be using. And the PS5 base model has 20.6. Now your PS5 Pro has 300.7. That's because the PS5 Pro, the entire reason for the PS5 Pro was to be able to run PSSR.
Yeah.
Which it's doing gangbusters. It's doing a great job at it.
It's so
But
tech.
yes, PS5. It's this up-resing tech. It's FSR. It's a diluted version. It's not a diluted. It's a different version of FSR. They basically taken it out of AMD's hands and done it themselves and called it PSSR. But it's the same thing as FSR. Don't get it twisted. It's just PlayStation has done it themselves, so they've named it themselves.
Yep. I'm still telling you that Xbox needs to do the same way and find the way to name it shitter. That way you have pisser and shitter.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
I know,
hey.
right? Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. So yeah, carry on.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what I wanted to
so-
say, I want Bob's input on, so you all carry on. I'll wait till he's back.
Shit.
Uh,
So
so
how you doing, buddy?
no, jeez. God, you're so
I'm
bad
doing
at
pretty
this.
damn good.
Am I bad? Am I bad at this? Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't even. I'm not even paying attention to a single thing you guys were
Yeah,
saying
that's what
in
I
that
figured.
topic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, holy shit. Okay, this is Paul's
Probably
and
all the talk
Steven's
about
thing.
pisser made Steve had to take a piss. So you know.
I mean, the moment you got my attention is when you said that they needed to do the shitter to compete with the
Yeah.
pisser. Okay, just
And
okay.
then Steve-O left.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you just gave him the idea, my friend. Are you proud of yourself?
He's like, oh man, I gotta take a shit. They just brought up.
That's right. I try to do that before the show.
No,
not doing it, you know?
no. It wasn't a shit. It was just a piss. Listen, okay. I went and I drained the lizard as fast as I could. Okay, I jaunted across the house. Damn near killed a dog when I tripped over it. My knee's killing me. Thank you for asking.
Well,
Is
okay,
the dog
so-
okay? Because that's all I care about. Is the dog okay?
Oh, fuck you too,
I
Paul. Yes, the dog is
I got-
fine.
I mean, I gotta say, you lost a very in-deep and in-depth conversation that we were having without you here.
Yeah.
Talked so much.
Really?
Yes,
think-
we talked
so
a
I
lot.
think-
Well, please fill me in.
On the topic,
I don't want to be
so
left out.
No, on the topic, so we're not here all night. I think these changes are good all around for all AMD cards, actually, because this is going to have a positive effect beyond the consoles. You're also going to have a positive effect on, the other AMD, some of the other AMD products as well. So, which is what they've needed because Nvidia has been owning that space for a long time.
Nvidia has been taking their lunch in the schoolyard for the last half decade,
Yeah.
or even farther. I mean, it's nuts.
So this could be a good thing for AMD as a whole if they can get it all,
Thumber,
So
what
I'm-
do the two YouTube symbols mean, sir? Are you trying to tell us your YouTube is down? Because you should have put a cross after that. Just saying. Yeah. But before I took the headset off, I do remember you saying that you were going to say something, but you wanted my input.
So that was it right there. Talking about and the greater effect that you'll have on the other AMD, the out of console products.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, because look, when you have computer hardware
Right.
and a new tech comes out like DLSS 4 or 4.5, you understand that yes, it says that you are compatible to run it with a 3000 series card
Right.
or even a 2000 series card, but you understand as a PC gamer that comes with caveats. Yes, I may be able to run this, but I'm not going to see the type of performance gain that I'm seeing from a 4000 or a 5000 series card.
Right.
So yes, I mean from Nvidia cards, I mean we've pretty much, if you know Nvidia, you're a PC gamer. Because let's face it,
Yep.
AMD has been console for the last 16 years.
Right.
Okay, so if you know Nvidia and you accept the caveats, you're a PC gamer. But if you're not and you're a console gamer, don't be expecting this. You're going to see the most that you can hope for on console with FSR 4.1 is a stable 60 frames. You're not going to see anything groundbreaking. You may see a little bit of image degradation in order to hit that consistent 60 frames. But at the end of the day, unless you're really looking for it, I don't think you're going to notice it, especially in the games that hit 60. You're just going to be really fast paced and quick moving. You're not going to really, it's not going to, yeah, when you're
Right.
like looking, so when you're still and you're looking at things and you're really needing that fidelity at that moment, you're going to have it because you're not sacrificing frames to get it.
Right.
Won't it boost the older games? Because the older backwards compatibility games have FS boost, and then they also got auto HDR, and they got other stuff. So
No,
wouldn't it really take
no,
effect on that? Because those games are older
no,
and
it
they're made with
won't.
30 frames. Really?
It won't. Those older games, especially on 360. 360 had an NVIDIA graphics chipset in it. It's not going to take advantage of FSR. Your auto
I
HDR.
thought it would because we have FPS boost on the Xbox, so I
Right,
thought
but
it
that's
would
just
go in
this.
sync with that.
So FPS boost is not FSR. FPS boost is frames
Yeah, I
per
know.
second. You're going to get that boost. But FSR is strictly a super resolution upscaling technique where internally it renders the game at a lower frame rate so that it can hit high. It renders the game internally at a lower resolution so that it can then hit higher frame rates. And then in post processing, the last step before it goes to your television, it gets up resoluted. So you get that frame rate rolling at that resolution that you're asking for on your 4K screen. That is hardware based, that is vendor based, whether you're AMD or Nvidia. That is not auto HDR or FPS boost, which is at a system level Xbox.
I'm glad you clarified that, because just in case that people want to type in the comment section afterwards, being like asking you those questions before you squashed it, so we don't have to sit there and look at that and say, okay, now we got to explain it.
There are a lot of games that need to have their frame rates unlocked, but they've not yet got the approval from the developers. Like the Orange Box needs to run natively on series consoles at 60 frames, but yet Valve just, I don't know what they're doing. They don't want to do it.
They just sit on it like like Portal or the other games they own. Yeah.
Yeah,
they just sit on it.
It's just the way it is, But yeah, I think this is a really good thing because, especially with
updates. You can't go
Yeah,
wrong with updates. If it's a free
you
update,
know,
who gives a shit? If it boosts us, that's great.
with Project Helix and PS6 coming, with maybe Project Helix being more along the lines of us seeing the
PC.
benefits from PC upscaling and whatnot, this really needs to be across the board because everybody deserves to play good frame rates, good quality, whether or not it's upscaling or not. Upscaling, I have no issue with. I have had no bad experiences with upscaling. Now, when it comes to frame gen, I've had some bad experiences with that. Sometimes one times is okay. Sometimes it's not. It's a case by case basis. If you're playing like an adventure, like exploration game, yeah, double the frames is okay because you're not, the split second reaction time, it's not really important. So the more frames is welcome. Other than that, no, not good. And now they're doing 3, 4, 5, 6 times the frames with the new DLS. It's like, no, that's just crazy. Give me a little up-res and let me hit 60 and let me hold it consistently, and I'm happy with that. I mean, to be completely honest.
I can already hear the lemon yelling about fake frames. So yeah.
Fake frames. Look. 1 times frame gen. Okay.
I just got done talking to Lemon about that on his podcast Saturday.
So technically, in the settings, when you set up frame gen, it's not called 1 times. Because I call it 1 times because technically you're only adding 1 fake frame between each frame. But in DLSS, in the settings, when you set it up, it's called 2 times because, well, technically it is 2 times the frame. If you're adding 1 extra frame in between each frame, you're technically adding 2 extra frames. 2 times. As long as you have DLSS reflex turned on, which cuts down your latency by half, that extra frame, it really doesn't affect you a whole lot. I mean, you would have to be like a competitive gamer playing a tournament and get killed in the last round by a split second to be able to blame that on 2 times frame gen. You really would. It's just so, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do agree. In order for these consoles to have longevity, they need to have access to the hardware's new implementations of their up-res tech. It's just a no-brainer. That's how these things, back in the day when we had our PlayStation 2s and we had our Xbox 360s, it was incredible towards the end of the generation when these developers would put these games out and you're like, God, how are they still squeezing this much power out of this console? Isn't this console done already? How are they still doing this? It's the developers aren't doing the work that they used to. The hardware manufacturers and their software solutions, that's what's doing the work. And for it to be, it has to be available. So, I mean, Series X and PS5 could live well to 2030. I'm going to, quote me, clip it. I don't care. As long as FSR is, and don't get me wrong, FSR is still a minor step now. It used to be a big step, but a minor step now behind DLSS. With FSR 4.1, the PS5 base and the Xbox Series X could live well to 2030. Because you'll still get the performance you need with an acceptable quality that, unless you're pixel picking like Digital Foundry, you're not going to notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that needs to be available. That's why, we didn't have this stuff back in the last console transfer. We didn't really have DLSS and FSR making a big move when Xbox One and PS4 gave way to the Series consoles and the PS5. But we do now, and
Yeah.
these consoles can live a lot longer. That's how AMD and Nvidia get away with still selling these graphics cards and making these graphics cards and these PCs still play the newest games, is with FSR and DLSS. Well, they need to do that with the consoles too, especially with as expensive as the hardware is getting. It's atrocious.
Yeah,
if you want people
especially
to
the
buy the
RAM.
software, the price of entrance is getting so high that you can't expect people to pay that anymore. You have to expect them to be able to buy the software with what they already have, but you have to make that accessible, which means roll back DLSS and roll back FSR to make it work on current gen.
Yep.
Families are getting priced out of the gaming hobby. Like,
Dude.
I get it. Maybe you can finance it through Best Buy or whoever you go through, or through Xbox. But even then, that adds up. I mean,
I'm just glad that gas prices don't relate to.
Pay for shit.
I'm just glad that gas prices don't directly relate to interest prices. Because that would suck.
Oh, I know, right? Oh yeah, we'd be fucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It'd be pretty bad.
All right, guys. I think we covered everything we were going to cover.
Yep.
We covered
Okay.
Forza
nice.
Horizon 6. We've covered Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. We covered AMD bends and brings FSR 4.1. We covered Sony's bungle with Bungie and how Marathon's probably going to be the next game.
Yep.
We covered an extra brought to us by our great moderator Thumber and the new hires for Xbox. And we've been live now for an hour and 46 minutes, which is pretty much the sweet spot for this show, for those of you that have been watching it for a while. So we're going to go ahead and do our outros. Mr. Cerebral Paul, sir, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Cerebral Paul 1 on X or whatever you want to call it. And you can find me, of course, on Xbox at Cerebral Paul 921, Twitch at Cerebral Paul. You can find me Wednesdays right here on Game Set Live, Fridays Wasted with Lies, and of course on lordsofgaming.net, where I'm an editor and a writer. You can find my stuff over there. And since it looks like I may beat them to the punch, hopefully I'll be the one writing the Batman review after I finish the game here. So as soon as I get out of here, even though it's later at night, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to be playing more Batman. So
that dude, I can't wait to get off because I'm starting my Series X up and I'm playing fucking Batman, dude. But yeah,
did you take tomorrow off too?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
So yeah, definitely check out Cerebral Paul. That man does very well written reviews on lordsofgaming.net. I hope you do get the chance to review this game because
it could be a matter of who gets it done first, and it's probably going to be me. So,
well, then I look forward to reading it. I really do because your review on Mouse PI was top notch. Yep.
Did you ever read the most recent one that I did on Directive 8020?
I still haven't got around to that on Directive 8020. Still haven't. God.
Which is a fire game, by the way. Don't let that game lose its luster because it's getting buried under all these other games. Directive 8020 is a fire game, man.
Man, there's a lot of games to bury it too. Whew.
Yep. Yeah, we're 7 days out of Bond, so that tells you what's gonna happen there. So.
Mr. Drawn TJ, sir, tell everybody where they can find you at.
You can find me here at Game Set Live, 5 p.m. Wednesdays with these guys. And also you can find me at Drawn TJ on Xbox, Drawn TJ 450 on X, and also on Discord. And everyone, please hit the like button and subscribe.
Yep. And leave a comment below. It helps the channel out more than you know. It breaks that algorithm when people interact with the channel.
And if you want to ask Steve-O or Paul a question that involves specs, you can always just leave a comment.
Oh yeah, I do. I reply to every one of my comments. Every one of my comments to any video on YouTube, I give it a like and I give you a thoughtful answer. And yeah, I'm even giving thoughtful answers to nasty comments, and I never get a comment back. So I'm like, Mission accomplished. Kill him with kindness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Fabio Amorin, sir, where can people find you at?
Well, you can find me not just here on the Game Set Live podcast. You can find me also on the Expert Network YouTube channel. You can find me sometimes on the Whistle with Voice podcast. And you can find me on Twitter as FBOMarine97 and on Xbox as Buffalo Lizard 8.
And you all be careful about that bouffant lizard. It's dangerous. Make sure to double check everywhere you step. There could be a bouffant lizard there, and it could be the last step you take. Yeah. And this is Steady Steve-O, a.k.a. KY Bob. Referring to what Fabio said about XNC, I did leave a comment with I'm a Ghostbuster. And he did say that he does plan on the podcast coming back soon. He doesn't know when. He doesn't know how. But that he does know that he's... What?
I mean, the main problem comes down to gathering everyone together, especially because Mr. BMG is being the only person at his service that is working right now, so he's taking extra shifts. We haven't been able to play for quite some time, actually, but like, it happens. We're still trying to figure out how the fuck we're going to bring back the podcast, but at some moment we will, and we are planning. We haven't decided that, but we are planning on doing a live reaction of the state of play that just got announced today as well.
Wow. That is some real BS. I tell you what. Why don't
So
somebody
also on June 8th, we're gonna get our first line of footage for something I'm looking forward to. The single player Halloween campaign. We're gonna get our first sneak peek at that.
I'm actually excited for that game.
Me too. I did a couple of multiplayer rounds at PAX, and but I've been telling them I want to know more about the single player. So,
Thimber wants me to remind everybody to not forget that on social media, it's now Xbox in all caps. That's right. Another change brought to you by Asha Sharma. And look, this is Steady Steve-O, a.k.a. KY Bob. You can find me every Wednesday night trying to wrangle this band of misfits on the Game Set Love podcast on the Game Set Live YouTube channel. You can also catch me on Twitter, X, which when you say it that way, it kind of sounds nasty. Twitter X. Never mind. You can catch me there. You can catch me on Xbox as Steady Steve-O 108. You can catch me on PlayStation as still KY Bob. For whoever has Steady Steve-O, I hate you, and I hope your soul burns in the fires of Hades.
Why don't you put Steady Steve-O with an extra O?
I don't know, because I'm stuck in my ways. Like, yes, yeah. See, I'm stuck in my ways. Yeah. Look, you can catch the audio version, which I've been recording this whole time live. You can catch this wherever you get your audio podcasts. You can catch it the next morning. As a matter of fact, I got some extra time tonight. I may just throw that up tonight. Yeah, but until next week, please, gamers, get outside, touch some grass, hug somebody you love, but remember that your sanity comes first. Can't take care of anybody until you've taken care of yourself first. Game on. Please enjoy. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Hoo-doo-hoo-doo-hoo!
Night, everybody.
Night, everybody. Yeah. You've been watching Game Set Live here on the Game Set Live YouTube channel.